Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker alongside Keith Fusel. Keith, we are kicking off a 4-race day week because we're also anticipating, hopefully, the turf coming up in the next couple of weeks or so. Really means we're gearing up for spring.
Springtime. Triple Crown, Preakness, you name it. Yeah, I'm dealing with a broken hot water heater at the house. So.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Everything kind of all out of whack today, I guess. But no. So, other than that, I'm glad. We got some gambling. Got a sloppy track to deal with. I thought this card is tough. Okay betting card. I think there's going to be plenty of value to be had. Maybe not a monster play or two, but I think we can steadily kind of trudge along and get through it with some exacta boxes. But that's my plan of attack. What's yours?
Look, mine is just going race by race. There's a winner in every race, like an old colleague of mine used to say. So that's what we're going to go about. But, of course, make sure that you know that the track is sloppy. Let's have a look at some of the stakes action coming up. So as I highlighted, spring in full swing. Next week, we have the Tessio Weber City Miss Stakes, Saturday, April 16. 4 stakes races in total, $450,000 in purses. Of course, Tessio, that win, and you're in for the Preakness. And I actually got the chance to speak with Alberto Delgado. He rode Oliver's Twist, who won the Tessio in 1995, ran second in the Preakness in 1995 to Timber County, of course, trained by Bill Boniface, who also trained Deputed Testimony to win the Tessio and the Preakness. The only horse ever won Tessio and the Preakness. So fun things coming up here for sure. But of course, we were also gearing up for Mother's Day. Do join us on May the 8th. We have a lunch buffet. Always nice to treat that special mother of yours to a day out at the track.
Now, man, Action Andy called me today. He says, are they having that lunch buffet, for Mother's Day again? I said, I think so. It's going to be
popular.
It's going to be a lot. So he's ramping up. He's ready to go, making plans, hoping the menu stays what it's been in the past. I don't know if we have a menu yet, but he's looking forward to that, to take the mom and the family out.
Back on that one. But I'm anticipating it to be similar as what has been provided in the last couple of years. But do come and join us. Let's have a look at the current track condition. We're already highlighting it. The track is sloppy, as you can see. They're checking it out right now to make sure it's all good and ready to go. But look, we've had a fair bit of rain, so it's only logical that we have some water as part of the track's layout at present.
Yeah, it is. I tell you, but looking forward, the extended forecast looks really good. Dry weather, sunshine. The turf course is going to be ready to rock and roll here shortly. So, looking forward to that. But we're going to deal with the sloppy elements today. Just kind of a dreary day outside. We just can't escape the rain here today. We always look for tomorrow, but hey, let's attack this race card.
The rain is good for the turf. The turf looks beautiful. That grass has really been recuperating and developing, and can't wait to get that started. So the grass doesn't mind the rain. Let's just put it like that. Perhaps we don't like it as much, but look, like you said, the weather might just clear up and we get a bit of dryness throughout the day. We'll also keep you abreast of the current condition, but let's start with race number 1 of 8 races coming your way. Early pick 5 starts right here. 1 turn, 1 mile. The distance here for the conditioned claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-old and up. And we'll start with your top selection here, Keith, who I have in second, Gold Time Vixen for trainer David Harjana. Villas aboard, jumped up to the open 8-6 claiming level last time out. That was a bit too tough for her. She faded after trying to set the pace early. This is more appropriate. She won the nickel non-3 for life 2 starts ago, and that was over this exact distance as well, those 2 last starts.
Yeah, I mean, she has never really run extremely fast. This is a suspect field, though, in my opinion. I was going to kind of lean maybe Miss Marino, but the track came up sloppy. So, I mean, her numbers just fall off the table a little bit on a sloppy track. But, hey, Congress Call, probably the one to beat. Gold Time Vixen, though, is the speed. I've got a speed kind of a rider, Yana Villas. I like the way he gets out top. He can kind of nurse. This horse got Crafty Prospector on the bottom side of the breeding. It's one of my favorite off-track breeding. You're right. Over its head last time. Today, to the front. Let's just go, Jan, and let's take it as far as we can.
Yeah, don't listen to what the trainer is saying. Just listen to Keith here in terms of your strategy. Just go straight to the front. Like I have Congress Howell on top. She's quite a veteran performer. A bit of an eye-catching move last time out down the lane, but ended up not having enough left late. She finished a decent third and now goes down to condition Nicola. We were talking about the class drop here for not Miss Marino, excuse me, Shamar Shenanigan coming back as well. But Congress Howell, same scenario, just gets an easier field. And look, she's run okay enough on the wet surface for me to say that she might just hold her formula here.
Yeah. She comes out of that same race as Gold Time Vixen. Gold Time Vixen did the battle up front. They weren't going that fast, but Congress Hall was a recent vet scratch. Brewery came out of that race and ran a huge figure. That was a big run. Yeah, so she's certainly the one I think that is going to make that good run into the flow. But you're going to get a little bit of price, I believe, on the 2 here.
Yeah, let's move on to race number 2, maiden claiming event here, $10,000 to $8,000. And start of that early pick 4. So I'm gonna let you take it from here.
And then, we finally got off the schneid on Sunday, right? So hey, we're gonna wheel it back. I'm sick, It's always gonna be a park bench waiting for me to lay down and rest my head here. But when I'm broke. I'm always broke. Anyhow,
stop.
three in the first. So take 2, 4, 7. We're going to go 4 deep in the third, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Like 5-star fill today. We got stat. Guys, 2 deep in the fourth, 3 in the 5. They look like the 2 to me. I worry if you can maybe pop Stimulus Maker in there, do so. And race 5 with 3 deep again with the 2, 7, and 8. Big tall dog, your price play in there for Kieran. Yeah, 36. I could not come up with a single, and I'm looking at it. I don't see any horses, 6 to 5 that look like, maybe that horse of Services gets pounded, Dr. Doom. But you had to spread around a little bit.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit of money. Yep.
Look, I was looking at it the same way. I did a late pick 5, and my ticket was $72 before I whittled it down a little bit, because that was my initial selection. Go, well, I think this will hit, and then you start going down a little bit, because there's just definitely competitive fields in here. And you're hoping to make sure that you include every single winner. So race number 2, maiden claiming fillies and mares, 3, 4, and 5-year-old, $10,000 to $8,000, 6 furlongs. The distance, we have a video spotlight on the horse that we both use in second. That is number 7 in here. And look, we did have Dixieland Dancer in there. That's a 6. She won't be lining up. So 2 in there. Color of a Cloud is, I do believe, the number 5 there, because Color of a Cloud was the one that was a little bit further back. She just didn't get away that quickly.
No, she did not. Color of a Cloud kind of leaned in at the break. She bounced around off slow on a track. You want to be outside. She was kind of towards the inside and just never fired. Dixieland Dancer.
That's actually Dixieland Dancer.
It's scratched.
Excuse us, guys. The graphics are not entirely correct here, but Dixieland Dancer is the one making up all the ground. She won't be lining up. Color of a Cloud is further towards the back. That are number 2, making up some ground after that slow start. Yeah,
she tried. She made a little run into it. That's good, guys. But she is 0-4, and I lined it 28 or 29. What is that? Yeah, because I kind of crossed it out here.
28.
For a lot, right?
She's making her 29th start.
29th start.
So she's been around the block a couple of times.
Not dependable, but I guess the positive is her best number here has been on a sloppy sealed surface. Expect the run from back to the pack, just needs a little bit better break, and obviously a rider that is winning races in Barbosa.
Yeah, Dixieland Dance was actually my pick in here, so unfortunately she doesn't line up. End up landing on the same top selection as you, which is Besla for trainer William Bourne for his boys aboard. She takes quite the class drop here from the 40,000 to the 10,000. She wasn't able to get to the front last time. I think that disencouraged her a little bit. She likes to be more forwardly placed. I'm looking for her to possibly do what she did 3 starts ago when running at the maiden 40, when being part of a decent enough setup that day and holding on for second.
It's a good race, a really good race. Up, back, and came back again. I think Besla, the dropping class has never been proven to run bad on an off track. First try on a wet track. Desperation mode here for the connections. She's got speed. She's got force. Can nurse this horse along up near the lead. Pearlyville might be another horse along with Tipsy Tourist that are part of that pace flow, even the outside. But I like the way this horse kind of made that double move 3 races back. The class drop should help her. I just can't go for
I use Amaretto Sour underneath to possibly get some value. She approved at Charlestown and now comes in fresh after a break for trainer Jonathan Maldonado as well. So give her a chance to perhaps run into those exotic placings as well. Race number 3, claiming 25 to 20,000. Of course, also the start of that rainbow pick 6, 7 furlongs. The distance here for straight 3-year-olds. And look, we do have Tim's ticket. Tim is kind of doing it similar to what I did. He uses 2 horses in here. He uses the number 2 Simply Vada for Anthony Ferrier, first off the claim, and then the number 6 as well, which is 5-star fill for Rudy Sanchez-Solomon. We do have that stat on there too. Race number 4, he goes 2 deep again with the 3 and the 5. Race number 5, same story there. Uses the number 2, Lost in Manhattan, as well as the number 8, The Walk for trainer Damon Lodovico. Then in race 6, that's where he spread. That's what I did too. He goes 4 deep, the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5. An abundance of first-time starters in here. Really trying to put your finger on who the winner might be. You want to spread in that race, just to be sure. Race number 7, 4 deep again. That's our first level allowance, 1, 3, 5, and 6. And then 2 deep in that last race, although we didn't see what those numbers were, but that is okay. Race number 3 here, we'll start with your top selection in here. 5-star Phil Keith. I know we're going 7 furlongs the distance, claiming 25 to 20,000. And 5-star Phil, he's jumping up in class here. First off the claim for trainer Rudy Sanchez-Solomon. Do you have that stat there as well, which means that Rudy's pretty decent when he bumps those off?
Yeah. We've seen this recently off the claim. First off the claim, phenomenal. But I like to kind of go back and say, okay, how's he do? Going back a couple years and then raising. How about this? 4 for 16, 25%, 10 for 16 the money. First off the claim in that 50% tag jump. ROI close to $4. Scratch the 1, Stevie the van driver. Scratch the 5, Nostalgic Run. Now we're down to 6. Shortening up a little bit. I like that. Didn't have to go through terribly fast fractions last time, so he might have to come from a little further back. But that stat puts me over the top. This horse is improving. Comes out of key races. Crew came back to run a big number. Lost in New York 2 back. Came back to run a good race in allowance with like a high 60. I just think this horse just kind of sits 3 or 4 off of it and makes that procession up to them by the time they hit the top of the stretch. So like that claim, like those stats here for Rudy Sanchez-Solomon.
Yeah, not bothered by the going either. Let's talk about Simply Valid, because we do have video spotlight for this runner here. 3-year-old colt, first time going 7 furlongs. We're looking back at his race at the Fairgrounds, where he was encouraged by Adam Beschitzer to get out of the race quite sharply. Takes that front running position, gets joined by Loyal to the Game, eagerly just clears in that final furlong. Now, the only sort of caveat here is I looked at the field. This is going to be tougher what he lines up against here.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Money's going to come in because of the Farrier factor and everything like that. This horse is improving. Here's the negative. I mean, if you want to try to pick at this horse, I was down there just a few days before, and I'd been following the fairground circuit. Obviously, my daughter's down there going to school, so we visit. We go to the track. The rail was really good, basically all meat. And there was a period right around then. Rail was just absolutely conveyor-like. That would be the only knock. But I like the way this horse is moving the right direction. Horse went over the left lead there, but inferior off the claim. There's definite positive. That's the one hiccup for me when I have to look at Simply Valid.
Yeah, I used the number 3, Ridiculous, on top for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Comes off a win last time out at the distance. Was able to continue gamely after swinging 3 wide on the turn. It was a similar level. I'm hoping he can win back-to-back wins. Like Claudio Gonzalez runners do decently enough, often enough. So I'm going to go here with Claudio on a horse that has run on the off-going before, has run decently enough on it not too long ago. So I'm hoping he can kind of do one better than he did 3 starts back.
This is a horse, too, last time out, that took just a big major hit at the windows with like 30 seconds to go when that final flash came in. This horse was sitting there like 8-1, so I feel bad for anybody that had it and then got knocked down to 7-2. But that's horse racing. That's what we deal with sometimes. But yeah this horse, this is a lot of these horses kind of moving back up. So it's to me. I don't want to say if it's an inflated 25, but it's a race where there's not much from what these horses have been running against the company lines. They're about the same. Auction Kingdom, a horse that was protected down inside on the 20th. He didn't want to be there. I'll still stick with it. Hammy's hanging with this horse. I think he's like a 3rd-time gelding today. Maybe, third time gelding. So look for that horse to make a rally.
That might be a bit of value as well off the back of that bit of dirtied up form in the last outing. So race number 3 does start at Rainbow Pick 6. Go to laurelpark.com to see Tim Tulloch's full ticket. And his last 2 horses that we didn't get to see were the 5 and the 7 as well. So you go to laurelpark.com if you want to have a look at how he structures that Rainbow Pick 6 for today. Race number 4 is the start of the late pick 5. This is how I try to do it. Similar to what Tim was doing, except I spread in race number 5 and 6, and he does it in race 6 and 7. But go 2 deep here with the 3 and the 5. So I'm hoping that Dr. Doom, who most likely is on the Indy, takes some money, or the Kieran McGee trainee contended now is going to get the job done. And in race 5, I go 3 deep using the 4, the 7, and the 8, with the 8 my top selection in that spot, which is the Walk on the outside for trainer Damon Damon Lodovico. Race 6 is that maiden claiming event that we talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably could go even deeper. Have a good look at it. Lots of first-time starters and good bonds to boot as well. Race 7, 1 and 3 for me. I'm really hoping either Big Venezuela or Wicked Mad for trainer Brittany Russell can get the job done here for me in that first level allowance, which is coming up pretty strong. So I'm really hoping I'm right in that spot. And then in the nightcap, I used the 5 and 6 as well. Coincidentally, same numbers that Tim is using to go with his finale as well. $48 flat ticket, like I highlighted, was $72 before. Had to cut it down a little bit. So let's hope that we can see some return on the value here.
Okay.
Let's talk about race number 4, maiden claiming event, 25 to 20,000, 1 turn 1 mile the distance here. See this similarly enough. We have similar top 2 anyway. Contended now for Kieran McGee on top. This is going to be his second start as a gelding. Second start after having a break of about 196 days. And he finished well enough after on that race coming back from the break. I thought he laid handy. I thought he has that kind of tactical ability. He has run on the off-going, showing in that race that he's capable of getting over hit. So to me, it seems like if this gelding moves back forward, he can have them in here.
Great. Just what you said. Exactly. I kind of see that trip. This horse kept on pretty good. Track, favored a little speed. It carried those forces up towards the front. Image Maker jumped up and ran a big race there, and it came back and ran another big number. Faltered the other day. I was a little disappointed in that effort. But, yeah, I like Contented now because you're going to get a little bit better price. Dr. Doom, another one, recent gelding. Was he third time gelding? I thought the field last time at Parks, the blinkers in the front wraps, and this was an all right field, rallying into it. So with the amount of money that's going to come in on this guy, he's kind of, I don't want to say he's a plotting type, but he's kind of that grinding type. Maybe we can get a little jump with a sharper horse right now in Contented now. Spritzer goes to the front. Negative on Spritzer. He was dead game last time. Do we have the – I don't know if we were going to use the video.
I don't think we have the
don't
video
worry about it. It's the wet track record. It's just not there for him. So yeah.
That's what I was looking at as well, because he looks very, very tough coming in here, but he doesn't seem to run that well at all on the off-going. Seems to spin his wheels a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe he'll turn things around today, and we just talked him into the winner's circle.
Yes.
He is the number 8, Stimulus Maker on the outside. I didn't get to him. Drops down from that maiden 40, and now in the barn of Hugh McMahon.
Yeah, this is one. It's like not a total give up, right? It was claimed a couple races by Nest, and then with barn change, excuse before the layoff. This is second time gelding, second blinkers. There's some positives there. This horse is working forward. We see these mile works for Hugh McMahon. Tricky horse to figure. It's not like he's not a trainer that off time. His percentages are just so. But this horse here, not a complete give up. So that worries me. He's got a good draw to kind of spy the speed.
Yeah, we'll be back with race number 5 after this short break.
Okay.
Gearing up for Preakness at 147, race number 5 of 8, 5.5 furlongs the distance here. Optional claimer starter allowance. We do a video spotlight on your top pick here, Keith. That is a number 7, Big Tall Dog for trainer Kieran McGee. Lost him out. He kind of sat quite lovely in that stalking position. Never really lets up over the 7 furlong. Finds very, very well. I thought it was a pretty decent field. That open 12.5, similar perhaps to what lines up here today, aside from maybe the walk on his outside. I think the walk maybe just a touch tougher than what you see at that level. But I like the way he finished off his race.
Yeah, I'm reaching a little bit here. Maybe it's a value play to key around because you're going to see a couple of these other horses get bet pretty well. But all in all, I thought was pretty good. Had to wait a little bit mid-turn, made that run up the inside before flattening. I think this is a little tougher group. But maybe that was the light bulb, Maybe now turning back 5.5, he's going to be able to sit and just bring him a little bit more punch at this distance. Looking for a little value in Kieran off the claim. It's his third time off the claim. Maybe they got this guy, dialed in right now.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I think the walk, Lost in Manhattan, WW Springtime certainly going to be the 3 horses to beat WW Springtime, the target up front.
Yeah, WW Springtime looks like the speed of the speed, has won on the off going. He got back to the starter 12 optional claiming last time out and was able to stick around against a very tough Eastern Bay. We know Eastern Bay won on his seasonal reappearance, then came back and won again at 2 other than optional allowance. So look, WW Springtime clearly held his own against a foe that, is a bit of stake class in there. Looks like he's going to be able to get to the front and at least set the pace in there, especially over 5.5 furlongs. That's a massive advantage. Yeah,
he's quick. He's got some gate speed. I don't think anybody out of the gate has that. Boca Chica obviously lost in Manhattan. New barn, new surface, has proven to run well on a off track and against and the dirt. This horse back at Hawthorne, I went back and looked that race in October. Triple Key, 14-time winner beat him. He ran against sometimes I think they're a little suspect, some of the foes out there. No, he ran against the right kind. He's going to be into the race here early with Boca Chica. The walk just inexplicably no speed last time. It's very sluggish. Hit a little problem into the turn at steady behind
kind
horses.
of roughly taken back there by Horatio because they kind of closed in front of him and he just really had to steady and it was kind of over then.
Yeah, and maybe was that the move from 7/8 to 5.5 that shortened it up? It just took a little starch out. Now he's back at 5.5 again. I think you're going to see him a little bit more forward today here for Damon.
I think it's going to be quite tough in that race. I hope he gets the win on board anyway. Race number 6 is that maiden claiming event we've been keying up all day. Straight 3-year-old. 5.5 furlongs of distance, a slew of first-time starters for strong barns. Look, I had a bit of a price play in here. I landed on number 4, Glastonbury, for trainer Laurel. I looked up her first-time stats. 3 out of 8, 38% winners and 50% in the money first-time starters of the last 5 years. So not many, but they win. So clearly something that the Roadcat barn does pretty decently. Dam won sprinting on debut Bucklebury. Now, that was on the turf, but still nice 61 buyer. And we know the Divining Rod does well with his firsts. Bit more so with his 2-year-olds, but still hits at 14% with his 3-year-olds as well. So I'm taking a shot here in a field that looks very, very competitive. Yeah,
I got a top here this morning. I wrote finally after doing the morning line a few days back and looking at it again. No clue. I hate to say that, but this race is almost an all basically if you can afford to do it because you can make legitimate reasons for anybody in this race. I like Laura Roca, and one of the races that those horses won was around this kind of maiden 40 level that paid a big price. Respect. I like that. Saw that stat exactly picked up. I'm going to use that one in there. I think Bucklebury had some speed too. Race of Spites, you got a stallion here, Speitster by Speightstown. Another one, just the Brittany factor. That's all you can really go on. Works her. Okay, you use that, and I think Carvelian Quest. This is interesting. Trombetta, not, he doesn't win a ton with these firsters, but the breeding on the bottom side, strong. That's a good family. Practical Joke about 20%. And my top pick that we haven't got to, you used a 3. I'll let you talk about that one.
I
Union
did.
Fleet.
Yeah, no, I use them underneath just because this is such a deep field. I didn't want to lose out. Union Jackson, I was kind of looking at Union Fleet, the breeding on the dam side here. One sibling who was a claimer at Parks broke the maiden 4-start going at the lowest level. So clearly, pedigree-wise, I didn't see much, to be quite honest. I wasn't really taken. But look, you look at the fact that trainer Cahill Lynch gets them ready to fire first time out, hits at about 19%. Debut maiden claiming that gets higher, 22%. Now, we know these maiden 40s come up like the strength of maiden special weight, so kind of take that with a little bit of a caveat there. But did like that work. If you go back to the 18th of March at Fairhill, 102 and 1 breeze from the gate. That's kind of those kind of moves you pick up on, and I'm thinking that horse might just be ready to do something. And now, do I think he's ready to win? I'm not sure. I've put him underneath, so I think he's going to absolutely run into the placings. But you have him on top, so you tell me.
This was the little deeper stat going back the last 3 years. He's 30% with these first-time out maiden claimers, 7 for 23, so it's a good sample. 238 ROI. That's it. Throwing it. I've seen. You can rely on.
Are those maiden claimers? You would be looking at maiden 20 years, whereas the maiden 40 comes up like maiden special weight. Sometimes would that be a factor that you would take in, or is that not?
No, I just kind of he's good in these levels. He's a good judge at judging the horses where he's got to place them first time out. We've seen it year in and year out with Cal Lance. So but what a scramble scramble of the race.
It's a great field.
Proven speed. I mean, and that's what I was thinking. Do you just ignore the first and go with the proven speed, the 2 and the 7? Would it surprise me if they just ran around the track together? No, absolutely not. That's how tough this race is.
So, I use that to ride in my exact for trainer, Michael Moore. This is going to be second. So, I've got a lot of little angles here. Second after the break, second time with Lasix, second time as a 3-year-old, cuts back to 5.5. Likes to lead, but has been beaten 2 starts back kind of belatedly, and in a couple of others doing just that. So yes, speed angle here. Hopefully he can take them all the way, but who knows?
One of our biggest pet peeves in the press box when we watch all these shows and we're looking at everybody, and we don't know who bets, who doesn't bet. I know I bet, and then but we said, oh, now they're talking about every horse in the race. Well, this here I'm calling myself out because this is one of those races, unfortunately, where
you could talk about.
You go ahead. You can make a good go for any of these. So yeah, there I am. I'm just kind of railing on myself. That's good.
All right. Well,
that is a pet peeve of ours. Go ahead.
We'll move on to the next race here. That first level allowance is our feature race. 1 turn, 1 mile the distance here. We have a video spotlight. Let's start with him. I saw you didn't use him in your picks. I used him underneath Accelerator, last year's Federico Tessio winner. But we have not seen him since that race. Now, 348 days. You can see he's coming up with a move there. Yeah. That was a decent field. You got the Hello Hot Rod who won the Jimmy Wingfield coming in. Made a Horse Be With You who won the Miracle Wood. Shackled Love that you see there won the Private Terms. They went about an average clip, but Accelerator was the one that seemingly slowed down the least belatedly. Yeah. You can see him digging in. He was.
Just unfortunately, these horses, a lot of them were just kind of drifting, wandering out. He finally straightens here, like it just can't quite, he gets it done, but unfortunately gets DQ'd, right? Brutal.
Excuse me, I should have said DQ'd. Put his nose in front. Yeah. Did not win the Federico Tessio. Of course, was DQ's. Apologies for that one.
No, but that's all right. But yeah, again, he was a recent scratch. He was in last Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. Yes. Anyhow, comes back again. There's those works. Looks to be working plenty forwardly. And gets a little help with some scratches, so not as much clutter. Take out the 2, the 4, and the 7. So we've got a 6-horse field. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, really. Put it all together there in the Tessio, see if he can now come back off of that break, nearly a year break, and show what he was showing before the layoff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of, as you can tell, you're going against him. I'm in a way going against him as well, but I use him underneath as a saver. Talk to me about your top selection here. I didn't get to Ruffy. Looks like he's very, very fast. Got that high draw. We know that you have plenty of time before the bend arrives to make that kind of move. Is he going to try and just take them all the way here?
I think that's got to be the option. He's going to have to spy. Who's going to maybe go with him? It would probably be Big Venezuela is the biggest one. Spitball is more of a kind of a 1-1 sprinter, maybe a grinding type of sprinter. They take nothing away from Spitball. He's been trying every step of the way, but it's an interesting type. A horse that was gelded, you see back, on the 28th, seems to have improved. Look back at some of the fields. They work for me. Yes, does he have to run a little faster? Yes, he's got to run a little faster, but I like the grit that he's shown in these races up on the front end. You're going to have to battle to get by him.
I like it. A little bit of an angle in there. I landed on the number 3, Wicked Mad. Look, he's got to run faster also. Has never set foot on the off-going just yet, but is bred to be able to handle it just fine by Tabak out of a Harlan's Holiday mare. Second start after he had a lengthy layoff as well, and second after the claim. They were patient. He's not in for the tag here. Brittany's got plenty of stock to put him anywhere she thinks he would fit. They put him in here. Look, it is a bit of a reach. He has to run a touch faster, I think, to besties, but I think it's very, very much possible, especially first-time routing as well, which Brittany succeeds at about 29% of the time.
Yeah, it was the protect move. She had a horse the other day, though, had really good form off of a break, but in for the tag, right? The name escapes me right now. So this one comes back. They went fast. Just the field just ran away from him. But he should benefit. They opted still to go up there. It's another one, second time gelding. There's plenty of angles here for this horse to improve dramatically second time off the bench.
Yeah, we already mentioned Big Venezuela. He's going to be very tough, going to try and get that forward momentum. But his last win came on the muddy surface here, mile 16. At Laurel Park. So if anyone's going to enjoy today's conditions, I think Big Venezuela would be one of them. The nightcap is race number 8, maiden claiming 10 to 8,000, 6 furlongs the distance. Here, Fillies, 3-year-old straight here. And let's start with the number 5, who you and I both have on top. Ali did it for trainer Ned Allard. Change of jocks. Carol Cedino gets on board. I always love her on these more inexperienced runners. I feel like she always gives them a very good sort of experience and good guidance. Fresh coming in here, first time start as a 3-year-old filly, first time Lasix. Looks like she got a couple good works coming in. Blinkers also come on. So there's just a lot of changes going on here that kind of make me think Ali did it could jump up and get the win here.
Correct. Looking for that stranger, new face. The work 2-back that I show at Pimlico, I got that equal to Jerry's Gem, who ran pretty good first time out for this same connection. So I think, just looking for that little bit of price because we know Market of Stocks will be crushed at the window. So if you're in that get-out mode, as a lot of times I am, you're there trying to kind of look for something. There's lots of positives here for Ali. There's 10 winning foals out of this mare. This half is a half to Always Sunshine. Pretty good sprinter. So the family's there. She's no Always Sunshine, but she might be good enough to win the nightcap.
Yeah, and then Market of Stocks, like you said, Brittany Russell drops from the maiden 25 down to the lowest level. Will certainly attract some attention. Hoping to find some form after being well beaten in her last two. I find it really, really hard to make a case for her unless she just kind of jumps up because the field is so much softer than what she found. They didn't go that fast, I thought, in those maiden 25, maiden 40, but that is for that level. They are going to go a bit slower here at the maiden 10, so that might just suit her, give her some time to breathe before she makes a move. Yeah,
and Halak Rising's come back and whistled, and I think he's run well after that. So, she's going to draw a lot of play. Tab the tote. Ali did it. I might have this one lined a little too high at 6. I'll take 7 at 2 if I can get it. We'll see.
I'd love to get 6 on Ali did it. Not sure we will, but that's it here. 8 races coming your way. Of course, we have the Stronach 5 coming up tomorrow as well. And then next weekend, we're gearing up for our big day, the Preakness with the Tessie Stakes as well as the Weber City Miss. But in the interim, sit down and have some fun with us because we still have the lightning round to come as well. Let's have a look at the current standings for jockeys and trainers. We're now about a week in here, so let's see who's been able to get on the board and who's been able to at least get a couple points here. Let's go to the trainers first here. And it's, look, we expected it to be competitive. It surely is.
Well, I think we're going to be in another situation, right, like we were before in the winter. I mean, these guys, there's just not much splitting them, and they're building their barns. They've got the numbers. Maybe, Claudio still has them a little bit with numbers, maybe, but they're all very capable. We got a little ways to go, but it'll be a good little race here.
And how about the jockeys? I know that Chevian Toledo made a terrific start to the new meet with 3 winners, but Jamie Rodriguez right now leading.
Teaming up with Ness. I mean, that's always a dangerous combo. Chevian's got a little shot, obviously with Russell and stuff. Don't discount, any of these riders. And I think Alvelo, time and time again, I think he is poised to make some really big moves into this colony. So it wouldn't be surprised to see him pop up to the top. He's gonna have plenty of chances here with what he's showing.
Yeah. As we move on, we do know that period 5 of the Kentucky Derby future pool will be opening today. Closes April the 9th. You can get win and exacta wagers. There's currently 24 runners or prospective runners in the pool at present. Shortest price right now, 5-1 Epicenter being the favorite there. Of course, Louisiana Derby winner, Risen Star winner. But, we still got a couple of good races to come this weekend. Santa Anita Derby, the Toyota Bluegrass. We're still a couple of weeks away, aren't we?
We are. And I think, aren't they going to stop the wagering before those
races? Believe so,
so it kind of keeps that future,
yes, these are the final preps on Saturday.
Feel to it. So, I like that little twist that they're throwing in there. Okay.
Yeah, we do have another, actually a bit of a rule change here, which is in favor of the bettors. First Racing has been implementing this across its tractors, planning to do so, that you are able to pick an alternative for those horizontal wagers, for those exotic wagers, that in case you will scratch, you don't automatically get the favorite. If you, for example, don't like the favorite, you get the chance to pick. There was a new regulation given preliminary approval last Thursday. Tuesday, by the Maryland Racing Commission, which means that multi-race wagers, you can have that option. Yep. And I think it's a terrific initiative.
It is. Puts it in the bettors' hands. Well, I mean, we've been on both sides of it, obviously, as bettors, so we know. But I like that option. The bettor needs that chance to go ahead and make that change if needed.
Yeah, and I was reading up on it. Of course, Maryland Jockey Club acting president Mike Rogers was saying that this is a complaint that they heard frequently, and they were trying to address it. And I think that's exactly what we need right now in the industry, making those changes, updating those wagering formats. So First Racing is right there doing so. Now, finally, we did see that we have one of our horses that we like to follow, Concern Stakes winner, always in a hurry for trainer Dale Capuano, back on the work type. Of course, last time out, he bested Grade 3 Chick Lang Victor Mighty Mischief by over 4 lengths that day. I mean, we were expecting a good performance, but that was quite impressive. Now, Dale Capuano, Mopo Racing, they've been very patient with him. Of course, now a 4-year-old.
Yeah, looking forward to that. He's got some talent, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that will do it for us in the morning show. 8 races coming your way today. Relax, have a look at the tickets on laurelpark.com and see if we can make some money.
Stay dry and right.
That too.
That just keep punching at those windows. Just keep punching. That's what we like. Drive that handle up. All right, everybody. Good luck.